Welcome back to another episode of Exploring Shasta County History. I'm your host, Jeremy M. Tuggle. Today out here with Robert Frazier, California Unearthed. We are exploring Walker Mine. Originally called the Josephine and Providence Mine, this mining property became a lucrative producer of both gold and copper. Gold was struck first before copper was located by the miners who were employed here. It wasn't associated with the Walker siblings of Salt Lake City, Utah, until they purchased this mine in 1888 when they changed the name of this mine to the Utah and California Mine. However, since the siblings took ownership, it became known as the Walker Mine, or the Walker Group of Mines. The Walker brothers were natives of England and consisted of Samuel Sharp Walker, 1834 to 1887, Joseph Robinson Walker Sr., 1836 to 1901, David Frederick Walker, 1838 to 1910, and Matthew Henry Walker, 1845 to 1916. They became well-known millionaire bankers of Salt Lake City, Utah, who were also interested in the mining industry of the western United States. Presently, Walker Mine Road and the Walker Mine Trailhead in Redding retains the name, honoring the one-time owners of this lucrative mining site in the Old Diggings mining district of Shasta County. The reason the mine became known as the Walker Group of Mines is that it contained 12 patented mining claims and an additional 1,360 acres of mineral land. Joseph Robinson Walker Jr. was the son of one of the Walker siblings who visited the California and Utah mining property from Salt Lake City, Utah in 1896. He was to overlook the mining activities which were transpiring at this mining location at that time. Of the 12 patented mining claims, only 5 of them were hard rock mines. Those 5 hard rock mine names were the following: the Josephine Mine, the M-Line Mine, the Main Mine, the Sacramento Mine, and the Santa Clara Mine. The main haulage tunnel of this group was the Josephine Mine, which was driven along the quartz vein their miners were chasing for 900 feet. The M-Line Mine was driven as a crosscut to connect to the quartz vein and was driven to 450 feet. Ore was extracted from its drifts, which branched out and were created to 700 feet north and south. The main mine was dug out to about 600 feet, which also had additional drifts that were driven north and south on the property with raises, which ran to the 2 upper levels, as well as winzes, which ran to the lower levels. Plenty of probing and development work progressed over the years, and the Walker Group of Mines included many stopes, various pockets from which the ore was extracted from by their miners. Stopes were created from large extraction of ore, which their miners were chasing, that later became the remnants of the ore body. 14,000 tons of ore were produced by this mining group in 1896. The gold was often mixed with pyrite and chalcopyrite, which was treated in a 100-ton cyanide plant on the mining property. Additional land was probed, and winzes were sunk, as well with their miners toiling away in the shafts, extracting the ore they contained. These were both incline and vertical shafts at deep depths. During the year 1896, George Siemens, a Shasta County resident who was hired as Walker Brothers superintendent for this mine, had this mine retimbered with new wood to uphold some of the areas in this mine that were starting to collapse and needed attention. New stalls were placed at that time as well. The Walker family spent thousands of dollars retimbering this mine at that time. It was David Frederick Walker's son who lived in Willows, California, and he often overlooked the mining activities in Redding as well, even though the mining site was superintended by a hired hand. Their nephew was Henry Walter Walker, a druggist who co-established the Putman and Walker drugstore in Redding in 1897, and early on, he was often associated with this mining property in Shasta County, California. Eventually, the historic Walker Mine was bonded to H. Thompson about August of 1905, who immediately started the work of ore extraction at the mine and negotiated a contract to have the Walker Mine's ore smelted at the Kennett Smelter. A tin-stamp mill was erected about 1910, with its stamps weighing 1,000 pounds each, along with 4 vanners, which were an ore concentrating machine, and they were steam driven upon the property as well.
In 1932, the historic Walker Mine reopened when B.W. Stone acquired a lease on the mining property and additional holdings. Stone had bonded the mining property from the Alpine Mining Company, who controlled the Walker family estate at that time. Years later, this mining property and its holdings were purchased by the Dowling Mining and Investment Company from the Alpine Mining Company, who controlled the Walker estate in 1938, and all bonds or leases ceased action on the historic mining property at that time. It was then worked under the name of the Star Gulch Mining Company, a subsidiary company of the above mining corporation. Another extension of this mine was dug out to about 20 feet and was called the Santa Clara Mine. It's not clear if the Santa Clara Mine was started as a crosscut or if it phased out due to lack of ore production, but surprisingly, records show this mine not connecting to the main haulage tunnel. In March of 1939, a man named I.J. Finberg purchased this historic group of mines from the Dowling Mining and Investment Company. New equipment was installed in the cyanide plant, and the company treated about 30,000 tons of ore, which were mined from an open pit above the Walker Mine. The mine and mill were closed down on January 1st, 1941, and since then, there has been no production reported from this mine. The mine has been idled since that day.
Appears that we have a water tank over here. Walker Mine Road is in the distance there. Nice little flat surface area over there. All grassy. Got some quartz here. And coming into the stamp mill.
Records indicate that this stamp mill was erected in 1910.
Maybe been housed by wood at one point. There's a lot of timber left on the site. Look at these quartz. This mill probably is the one that crushed the ore out of the open shaft that I will be showing you in the video. Pretty impressive to see this. What do you think, Robert?
They missed a piece. It was pretty cool. You don't see this very often. Or at least remnants of it like this.
Very
Usually
rare.
all gone.
Yep. And right beside the road that retains its name. A lot of people drive past this on a regular basis without realizing what this is. A A lot of scattered quartz on the ground. Like I said, a lot of timber. Some iron pieces.
That's interesting. It's like they poured a 1/2 inch or 3/4 inch concrete layer over this concrete.
Why do you think they did that?
I have no clue. But look at it. It's like 3/4 of an inch, 5/8 thick over this one.
Yeah, you're right.
All the way around. Interesting.
Here's the traffic. Driving right by history. There's the road.
You know they missed some.
Got the river in the distance. Some people over off the main trail. This is near Keswick Reservoir. And I don't want to give my exact location or coordinates, but we're coming to one of the abandoned mine shafts of the historic Walker Mine. Still here, still open. That boat is getting closer to us. So the last 2 to 3 weeks, I've been trying to find this mine shaft ever since I was told about its location. The GPS coordinates that we had were off, but looking back, this is what we've been pushing through. And for what I've been finding out, this is one of the remaining mine shafts of the Walker Mine. Which is the reason for this video. Bottle there. Oh, it's screw top. Check this out. Old screw top.
Oh yeah.
Robert's wearing his E-Clamp his fighter shirt.
We'll say the brethren.
There you go.
I don't know how old that is. It might be. This metal top.
Yeah, that's cool. Put it back where it was.
Yep.
Not sure if it might have been an attic at one point, and it was taken out. There was definitely some stuff here. We got some tin over here that had been left behind. You can see it right there. I'm pointing to it. And then we got some terracotta piping, which is right over here. I'll show you that. And some more tin here. I'm not going to get down into that because that dirt looks very unstable. Got some more tin here. And got some bricks. Robert's back in the distance over there.
More metal. They must have had a shack here.
If you didn't hear Robert, he's saying that there must have been a shack here. But how cool is this? We found some quartz samples here as well. Huh. Part of an old miner's boot. Interesting. That's where the laces went through.
So I have a question for you, Jeremy.
Yes, Robert.
What were your plans on bringing the blind man to an open shaft?
Yeah, you just have to be a jackass, don't you? There you go. No comment. Fun stuff.
You never saw it coming.
So somewhere there's supposed to be an open mine shaft here. That's part of the mining that went on here. It's a little opening. Coming across some quartz now. Huh. Somebody lost a tape measure. These cords. Oh wow. Got the shaft. Yeah, wait till you see this. This is astonishing. No fence, it's not even plugged.
I gotta make it back that way, huh?
Yeah. Interesting. Got a carpet here.
Whack my way over there.
Some iron.
Among the Walker Mine holdings was this vertical lens, which is shown here on video. It brings the viewer into a rare look on what an open mine shaft looks like, since most of them are plugged in Shasta County.
I had to bushwhack my way through there.
Like I said, this is very astonishing that this is even here out in a very secluded area away from any trails. Like I said, we literally bushwhacked our way to this location.
How'd you get over there?
Come back over this way. Somebody's water bottle. So it seems like people have been here. They know it's here. This bucket is pretty cool to find. So, alright, so I'm going to do a rock test.
That is interesting. It doesn't sound too deep, but it does sound like it either hit the ground twice or bounced off something.
Hi there.
Hey.
There's Mr. California Unearthed himself. What do you think of this?
It's pretty incredible. I wasn't expecting this. I was expecting to add it or a mine shaft on the side of a hill. I wasn't expecting a hole in the ground.
Incline.
Right, incline shaft. I wasn't expecting a hole in the ground.
Especially with white carpet.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Alright folks, thanks for watching. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Catch you on the next episode.